My name is Laura and I've been in fandom spaces for more than half my life. If you count the time that I wasn't in online fandom spaces but just playing by myself, with myself, then I've been in fandom spaces even longer, probably most of my life. Because I love things. I'm not casual about the things that I like, and you know what, I love that. I love that I'm not nonchalant about things that bring me joy. And when I finally joined fandom spaces online, to be fair, in the form of a German Twilight forum, it still felt like I was finally in a community that got me. I finally found people who love things the same way I love things. Over the years, I've cycled through many fandoms and I've been in many different fandom spaces, which, to be fair, a lot of them overlap. Like, surprisingly, when you liked Sherlock, you usually also were into Supernatural and Doctor Who. Probably still are to a degree. Similarly, when you listen to My Chemical Romance, it is quite likely that you also listen to Fall Out Boy, or Green Day, or all of the above. I remember joining my first fandom spaces in like a social media aspect, not necessarily a forum, because with all the love of my heart, they are still quite shielded. When I initially joined Twitter, that was, that was character shaping. And much more so, for the first time I saw ages. Like, lots of the people I interacted with were my age, just a bit older, and sometimes a bit younger, which to this day is really weird to me, but you know what, you do you, and if your parents let you on the internet, then good luck. The point that I'm trying to make here is I didn't see people necessarily over the age of 20. When you saw 20-year-olds or anyone over that age, you were like, wow, damn, what are you doing here? Don't you have a job? And that was kind of the only way for me to interact with it, you know? Because I only saw people my own age group, which is a good thing, not necessarily a bad thing, but also it gave me this perception that one day I'll grow up, I'll get a job, and I don't know, I'll start hyper-focusing on taxes. I'm 28 now. I have not joined the tax fandom, but I'm still not normal about Sherlock Holmes, or Iron Man, or My Chemical Romance. And it made me realize that we have this entirely skewed perception of growing up, especially within fandoms. My perception of this shifted a lot when I joined My Chemical Romance fandoms, and especially AO3. Because My Chemical Romance started out in 2001, which, to be fair, I was 4 years old. While I had great taste when I was 4, I wasn't necessarily listening to American rock band My Chemical Romance. I only started listening to them when I was 17. So, even for my teen angst emo phase, I was comparatively late. But a lot of the people who were writing fanfic and who had published fanfic, especially on AO3, in the author's notes, they would say things like, oh, sorry, my child and I had to go to the hospital. Or, oh yeah, sorry for the delayed chapter, my job was crazy. And it was the first time, I was still in school, right? It was the first time that I actually heard people combine adulthood and fandom. And my mind was quite frankly blown, because, wait, that's an option? I'm allowed to like things when I'm an adult? Don't get me wrong, my parents loved their things, but they were stereotypically adult things, at least to me. My dad hiding away in his workshop, tinkering away on his motorbike, seemed pretty adult to me. And my mum reading her romantasy novels also seemed pretty adult to me, because it was just reading and, I don't know, tinkering, adult things. And it's true, a lot of people grow out of fandom culture when they get to adulthood. And from my own observation, there's a duality to it that's really interesting. because either people do no longer require this safe space and community that was initially given to them via the fandom, or they feel like it's embarrassing. And while number one, happy for you, great for you, love that for you. I've made so many friends outside of fandom spaces. I'm still there, I'm still in the fucking building. The embarrassing part though, that's something I would really like to touch up on. From my own observation, a lot of growing up, a lot of adulting, a lot of shifting from a kid into an adult has to do with overcoming embarrassment. I did plenty embarrassing things. I was jumping around the schoolyard being like, I can't touch the spots with sunlight because what if people realize that I glitter in the sun and then they'll know I'm a vampire. The only thing that was glittering in the sun was my pustules. So, yeah. There was a time when I was mortified by that. And some of the people I went to school with really enjoyed bringing it up again, you know? And at some point, you have to make this conscious decision that embarrassment culture is embarrassing in and of itself. Surviving growing up sometimes takes doing embarrassing things, and it's so normal. Like, if you were dating anyone in your teen years, are you now super proud of who you were dating? I mean, good for you if you were. You have a probably much healthier relationship with yourself and others than I can ever aspire to have. But we all have done and will do embarrassing things because we are human. And embarrassment culture thrives off of making us believe that we have to be perfect and that we kind of can't be human at all. When enjoying things and loving things and taking inspiration from things is the most human thing ever. That's how religion was initiated, for better or worse. Fandom has and always will be a safe space for the kids that like things a little too much and adults who are not scared of honouring their inner child. Because both of those need safe spaces and a community and to not feel alone in their joy. While joy in and of itself is already great, it's in the name. Sharing it with people who get as excited about it as you do is such a special feeling. Sometimes you grow out of fandom culture because you don't feel as intensely about it as you did last week, a year ago, 10 years ago. And that's okay, but it's kind of beautiful that it's our own choice if we want to let go of that or if we want to keep taking that joy when we can get it. That it doesn't have an age limit, that it doesn't mean, oh my god, I've turned 21, I've got a job now, I can never listen to My Chemical Romance again. And we don't have to give that up, no, not at any age. On the other hand, a lot of people grow into fandom spaces because they are finally able to shed away that level of embarrassment. They started to not care as much about what other people think, who quite frankly don't really care that much about you. With all the love in my heart, if they make you feel bad about liking things, they can't be that nice. Instead, they found joy and care for something that won't judge them, because they were able to shed that feeling of embarrassment. A lot of that feeling of shame and embarrassment is rooted in misogyny and that absolute ridiculous notion that liking things makes you feminine, which sucks for anyone of any gender, whether it's a little boy who just happens to like Barbie or anything, quite frankly, or if it's a non-binary person who has found joy in traditionally masculine things. Even then, you're being judged for liking something too much because you're childish or you're feminine. Worst case, you're both. Fandom and joy don't have an age or a job limit or a lifestyle marker that tells you, no, you can no longer enjoy reading fanfiction because you're 23 now, do your taxes. You can do your taxes while you're watching a Let's Play. It's not that deep. We really need to get past this notion that growing up is meant to shed away anything that's different. Not everyone's experience growing up is the same, and I'm not talking about where you were born, how you're raised, but just you coming into yourself is so different for everyone. And whatever it takes for you to survive growing up and being an adult, becoming an adult, staying an adult, if you can get joy in the middle of that, isn't that just gorgeous? I'm also a deep believer that that entire embarrassment and shame and cringe culture is just a scam to keep you productive in a world that thrives off of you being isolated. But that's a whole other video. So thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you feel a bit less scared to just not be embarrassed. Just don't. There are embarrassing things. Liking things, as long as they're not a violation of human rights or animal rights, is not embarrassing. So I hope you have a lovely day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!